welcome to the Just Economy Podcast. The Just Economies Podcast is sponsored by the Community Reinvestment Alliance of Florida. We're a statewide membership organization ensuring that the financial institutions reinvest into the community per the Community Reinvestment Act of 1977. Today we have a special guest from Miami Homes for All, Ivonne Pinedo.
Thank you, Colonel.
And we'll be talking with her about all the work that she's doing, helping our affordable housing and housing needs here in the county. Or is there an age limit as far as being in this particular project?
We have a special focus for youth, but we help people from all ages. The different providers give those services. Mm-hmm. So
because I think that's important because the last thing we want is your housing is unstable. Mm-hmm. Or you're not in stable housing, but I can't get in Yvonne's program because I'm a year too old or something like that. So I'm really glad that you guys, there's no age limit on the program. The object of the game is just to help people, right?
To help people. And we have different referral partners that we can send them to. And the beautiful thing is when we establish that relationship, they can either talk to me, talk to Paul, and see, or the provider, the case manager they might have, and ask for different services if that one is not.
And the wraparound services that you guys are partnering with, the wraparound services are ongoing as well,
They are ongoing, yes, correct.
Is there a requirement for these wraparound services that they be in?
Well, they have to talk to the case manager and provide the documentation. Those are the requirements. Provide the documentation so they can track. This is for tracking purposes,
of course,
to be able to get funding for those different type of programs.
So how you're getting a lot of referrals from the different organizations that you're partnering with in order to move into this project, right? Is that the only way to get into the project, or is there other ways for these folks to become a part of this project?
Are we talking about tenants, or are we talking potential tenants?
We're talking about potential tenants, yes.
Oh, so there are different access points.
Okay.
So they can visit the Homeless Trust website, and they can complete an intake form to be able to be routed to the correct organization. Okay.
Okay. And my question also goes to, as far as the landlords are concerned. I know you're constantly recruiting, but is there a mechanism so that the landlords can find you, or you got to do all the searching?
They can find us at our website, miamihomesforall.org, or they can also visit the Homeless Trust. We are working on our marketing to get more out there, and you've seen the videos. We're doing all of that, so they can contact us through social media, through the website. They can, or they can meet with us in person as well.
Okay, so, and what's great about Yvonne's project is she's not just providing or helping provide wraparound services, partnering with clients, with social impact organizations to provide wraparound service for the clients, but she's also, sounds like you're providing wraparound services for the landlords.
Yes, if they need support, like if they need help to navigate the documentation that we need to complete to house some of the people, we are there also to provide that service.
Oh, that's great. So there's no excuse, landlords, no excuse whatsoever. You get with Yvonne, and you work on this, you get into become a part of this project, and she's also providing wraparound services for you, not just for the clients who she's providing, helping getting housing for. So as you guys begin to stretch, where do you see it going? Where do you see the future of it? And you may not be able to speak long term. You may only be able to speak immediate. Where do you see your project going in the next six months to a year?
We're moving towards a centralized landlord system where all the providers will be able to go to a single website and be able to connect with the landlords that are already educated in these different type of programs and the people that we are assisting. So that's what we're working on. And in the next 6 months, I can foresee that happening. It's already happening. And then the landlords, what they're doing, when they're finding out about it, they just either connect via the website or they call us directly to sign up into the program.
So is it a tedious process for the landlords to sign up?
No, it's fairly simple, and we even have the option for them to have an account if they wished in the database, so they can upload and maintain their property's availability on the website directly.
I mean, this is an incredible project that Yvonne's doing. I look forward to seeing more about it and helping any way we can in order to help facilitate getting you guys out there. I follow her on and I'm going to keep saying it. I follow her on Facebook, and I on my personal page, I constantly share every video that she posts, because you should see the people's faces when she goes in and gives them and shows them the new home. You just should see their faces. And I just had a guest on. We were talking about data and collecting stories and things of that nature, and things she posts, and see these people's faces when Ivonne shows them that place that they're going to move into, and how they're going to be serviced is just incredible. I mean, you got to follow her so you can see, because she posts it constantly. So I look forward to seeing more of them, and I'll keep sharing them as much as I possibly can, because I think it's an incredible program that you guys have been able to develop, and the innovation behind this. I mean, for you to be inspired like this in order to, let's see how we can marry the landlords with the clients and help the clients and get housing more stable in our county. How can we do that other than, you have to keep searching for it. We have to build another building and build another building and build another building. But how can we use the present doors that we have already open? How can we help those, right? So you started the project. You and Paul started the project, started working together on the project, bringing in landlords, bringing in clients. How do you see maybe getting government agencies involved, or are you already partnered with government agencies?
Partnered. Yes, of course. This is a collaborative effort between the providers that we have, service providers, the housing authorities. They are involved as well. So it is a true partnership between all. It's a lot of moving pieces, but having the capability of, having a close relationship with all of them, it helps us bridge the gaps. So there was lack of communication. So we're here for that, in order to make the file move faster.
Okay, make the file move faster, which is going to be a challenge anytime you deal with government anyway. Government is not built for speed by no stretch of the imagination. So I'm very interested in the government piece now. You've been able to marry all these organizations together, including government. And being able to help it facilitate, as you said, move the file faster in order to help. So, if I'm a client, how long does it usually take from the time I initially contact you with my needs? You having the door. When I mean my doors, I mean apartments or whatever. You having the door available. How long does it usually take for me to go from Ivonne, I got an issue, to the point that I'm actually in a place?
At that moment, the tenant or the potential tenant is with the case manager. The case manager has to ensure they have the rent-ready file. I call it rent-ready file. That has a set of documents that we need specific for housing. Once that happens, we've been able to house, and they have the package complete, which is extremely important. We go out and see properties, and we've been able to house them in 30 days or less. Matching them with a property, it happens fairly quickly, less than a week working. We're talking about business days, yes. But this is the result of having trainings with the housing navigators and case managers, because documentation is a setback. If they don't have all the documents ready, that can push the process back up to 3 weeks and sometimes more. But when they come to us with that package, we've been able to do it in 30 days or less.
Wow, that's incredible. Yes. That's incredible that you're able to do that. I mean, because we all know how long paperwork takes. And like you just said earlier, being able to move the file quickly, 30 days or less, you're able to. So I can look forward to, okay, I've contacted one of your partners. Your partners have built a file. I've provided all the documentation that I'm supposed to provide. And I can look at actually say that 30 days from now or less, I'm going to have a roof over my head, a stable roof over my head.
And if you want a range, 45 days or less, from 30 to 45 days. That's
incredible. I mean, and you guys, and you and Paul designed this project yourselves.
Yes, and it's a very dynamic project because the needs, the programs change. people's needs change, and things happen sometimes. Like if there's a building that got condemned, we have to focus on that and get those people housed. So it's very dynamic.
And we've getting a lot of that lately, especially since the Surfside tragedy. We have a lot of buildings, especially the older buildings, who can't meet their 40-year certification. And I mean, at least once a month or once every few months, I read about, okay, the whole building has to empty. So you guys have been helping with those folks as well, then, huh?
Well, landlords call us to tell us their vacancies when that happens. They call us, Paul, Ivonne, we have this building. If you need anything, just let us know. And we move on with the referrals.
But see, that's what collaboration and partnership does. Building those relationships, what Ivonne keeps saying, is building those relationships between government, the social impact organizations, as well as the landlords. That's what this brings. We can't work in silos. We have to build partnerships, collaborations. We got to work together. This is a team game. Solving our community issues is a team game, which means it involves all of us, and everybody from the people who are sitting on the bench to the people who are starting has to participate. That's the only way we can make this happen. I want to thank you, Ivonne. This has been an enlightening project, and your program. I want to applaud you. That's incredible that you guys have been able to do this. So we have one last question that I ask everyone. If I gave you all the power in the world, what would you change?
Okay. Based on what I'm seeing, and of course, selfishly thinking my passion, I would change education and housing. Housing first, because we can't do anything else if we don't have a stable roof over our head. And education. I want education to be readily available for when the person is ready to receive that information and be able to act on it after that.
Great answer. Great answer. Thank you, Ivonne. From Miami Homes for All, we greatly appreciate you bringing the project to the fore. We are extremely grateful. This is what social impact is about. People actually making an impact in communities. That's why I really don't like the term nonprofit or calling organizations nonprofits. I love to call them social impact organizations, because that's what you do. You impact society. And thanks to Ivonne, she's impacted society and trying to change things. Thank you again, Ivonne, for being our guest. We greatly appreciate it. And you have just seen the Just Economy podcast, sponsored by the Community Reinvestment Alliance of Florida. We look forward to the next time we have our guests. Look forward to the release of this particular podcast. Follow Ivonne. I'm telling you, those videos that she posts will just make you melt, and just see the people's faces and how their lives have been changed just because of Ivonne being able to reach out to those landlords and actually marrying real estate investors and with the community needs. I mean, it's incredible. You have to follow her. We look forward to seeing you the next time. Thanks again for joining us for the Just Economy podcast.
Thank you.
you.